So then who would you say, Rosanne, are your clients?
Definitely already awakened men and women. So most people that come to me, and I did ask Source as of beginning of last year when they asked me to make my work more public, because I would see private clients. I asked, please only bring me those that can hear me and see me at this level, because it is deep, and it isn't about revisiting trauma or things like that. It is literally about liberating. And these souls that have already awakened and are on this path just naturally go into that state so much easier and are more aware. And just like with your session, you've already done work. And so when I got to experience that space with you, it's so much more fluid, and it's so much more direct, because Source is like, we don't have, like, I know time's an illusion, but they're like, chop people, like,
yeah,
everybody, like, let's get everybody,
yeah.
on the bus. So it's been mostly beautifully awakened men and women that are looking to go deeper or expand their consciousness or enhance their lives or the collective energy even further. And I actually do work with children, and it's interesting because children are not necessarily children like we think they are. A lot of them are very old souls or ancient teachers and very wise, and they hold a different kind of energy. It's actually a higher energy, and so they clear exponentially faster. And again, it's all for the collective. It's not just like, oh, we're just healing for Amy's lifetime or Amy's lineage or ancestry. It really is energy, and it affects everything. So as within, so without. So I, as I mentioned, the video that I just posted before the podcast was talking about what you see out there in the world that disturbs you or triggers you. There's usually a deeper root of something that needs to be healed or cleared within. That's a reflection or a manifestation. And I have clients that projection, yes. And I have clients who are like, well, this is really happening, Rosanne. Don't you see this? And I was like, oh, I see it, but it's not in my reality. There's 7.5 billion realities just playing out on this platform called Earth. So it's like, well, what reality do you want to participate with? Just because you see it doesn't mean you have to participate with it. Knowing from a higher perspective that yes, that too does serve a purpose for the highest and greatest good, even though your human may not like it. There's others, that's souls that still need to participate with that, and that too serves its purpose.
Okay, so the typical person, if there is one, that comes to you to hire you, then, or do you find that most of them are, because when I think about soul retrieval work and helping people access their inner child, to heal the inner child, obviously these are people looking for healing that are probably going through emotional, spiritual trauma or crisis, or have been for a while. I would imagine that a lot of the people are probably at their wits' end. They've tried all the conventional things, and I would imagine that they present to the normal world as people who can't get out of their own way, people who constantly make the same mistakes and berate themselves. Why do I keep doing this? I don't understand myself. I can't stop this habit, or I can't stop dating the same kind of person, or I can't start a healthy program, or I'm imagining that these are people that are struggling with emotional, spiritual things, and they're looking for someone to help them get answers as to why and help liberate them. And they would hire someone like you. Is that accurate? Or
that describes a bulk of my my earlier clientele, we'll say.
Okay.
Now, when I mean more expanded awareness, they've gotten out of that victim mode, and they are looking to be that responsible creator in their lifetime.
Cool.
So that doesn't show up as much, but it is more like maybe they've cleared that level of like, why these patterns still happen to me? And yet I'll talk to their inner child, and they're like, they've cleared like 80% of this program or this pattern or this belief. There's let's get to the root of it. And like I say, most of us have hidden these parts within our deep subconscious for a reason. It was necessary. This is how we survived. This is how we got along. This is how we made it through. And yet the inner child's holding on to this, like, as soon as you liberate me of this, we can move on. We don't have to keep repeating this pattern. So it's not about revisiting, like I said, any traumas or events. It's more about that dialogue with you and your inner child to liberate them of any of those limiting beliefs that have been placed upon them by self or others. It's just we've attached loyalty to them because, oh, this is how mom and dad did it, or this is what I was told when I was 5. So it must be true. Not the case. All beliefs are untrue. It's really, designating, well, this belief works with me and I'm going to keep that one. This one obviously did not. It's false. I'm not participating with that anymore. And so it is it isn't just those that are, say at a crossroads or, yes, it's always about deeper guidance. Sometimes clients hire me just so I can channel answers for them. They have their questions, they're already in tune, but it's like, I may not be seeing this because I'm hitting too close to home. Can I get this neutral third perspective? And that's where I come in. I also have clients that'll hire me for activations of their higher consciousness, their star knowledge, galactic knowledge, multidimensional knowledge. So there is a lot of that. I do quantum healing hypnosis work, which was founded by Dolores Cannon many, many years ago. And she transitioned on, I believe, 2014. And I was already doing the subconscious coaching and the inner child work for years prior. And then once I read her bio, I was like, I'm supposed to work with this woman. And then at the end, it said she had transitioned. Then I started having dreams and visitations from her. So I was like, yes, I'm supposed to work with her in some other capacity. And then I became a quantum healing hypnosis practitioner, which you got to experience as well. And getting into those other aspects beyond our human, timeline, we'll say, because your consciousness resides in many timelines.